I'm going to jump to preferences, scan down in view, scan down to waveform, and I'm going to select 3-band waveform. This is our brand new waveform introduced with Rekordbox 6, and it creates a better visual representation of what you're actually hearing in the track. So currently it's jumped back to blue waveform, you know, the original waveform that we used to see in Rekordbox for the first few versions. Now what I would have to do is right click on each track or highlight everything and right click and then add new analysis data. To do it on all of my tracks would take a long time, so let's just do that on one track. You can see after I've clicked that, little analysis window, little analysis percentage bar popped up, and now I've got the new waveform. I've actually got a playlist in here where I've prepped all these tracks already. So let me load up one of these tracks, Hector Tune. So you can actually see it's a much, unfortunately you can't hear what I'm hearing because I've got some difficulties with my sound card. I can't record my vocals and record this software at the same time. But, you know, you don't actually need to hear this. It's a visual representation that I'm trying to show you. Sure, this new waveform you're looking at is much more, it's much more aesthetically pleasing. It looks prettier, but it's much more functional. If I'm looking at the scrolling waveform here, the blues indicate the low frequencies, the orange, the ambers indicate the mids, and the white indicate the highs of that are currently playing. So you've got a much more accurate visual representation of the frequency spectrum and what's actually going on. So I can see in this section there's no low end and I'm in a breakdown, and I can see over here the kick comes in and that's the drop of the track, and things are going full swing in the groove. It's much easier to see breakdowns in the full waveform at the top also. For those that are seeing this for the first time, sure, you'll be very familiar with seeing Rekordbox 5's full waveform display, which up until now has been great, but when you compare the two, this becomes way easier to see what's going on in your tracks. And even this section here, I can see this isn't a huge breakdown. There's still a lot going on in the track here, but there's no low end. It's much more visually clear.